In one post detailing the harassment he received, he wrote about how a jock had picked on him and Steven had stood up for himself by stabbing said jock in the wrist and in the face with a pen. Despite the damage that this would no doubt inflict on the other party, and the fact that this would have happened in front of people, Stephen stated that no teachers or administrators saw the attack, and so he was not punished. The statement does not comply with his high school records, and no attack like this was reported at his high school at any point, which leads us to believe that the story was more or less made up in order to appear, quote-unquote, cool online. Through posts like this on various accounts, all under the same SOL moniker, a clearer image of Stephen would appear. An image of a man who loved violence, murder, horror movies, and guns. A man who thought the end of the world was coming and gave a good amount of time and thought to purchasing a bulletproof vest in case there was an invasion, revolution, or war. A man who held a fair amount of contempt for his family, calling his sister a waste of space, and criticizing his mother for her intense spirituality. But he was also a man who was incredibly lonely. On a board meant to discuss weapons for military types and enthusiasts, Stephen posted an ad looking for volunteers to help him with a law school assignment. His post requesting volunteers to come help him for his project read, "There are plenty of law students that I could probably get to come and be jurors, even without the offer of free food. The problem is that the professor explicitly stated that we cannot have law students as jurors. I've kept such poor contact with the few people I knew in undergrad that I probably couldn't reach them if I tried. This is the problem of being a social recluse. My level of human contact is negligible. Most of the time, that suits me well, because that's what my personality is like. This is one of those instances where it creates problems." This wouldn't be the last time that Stephen spoke of being a social recluse and how that affected his life. In February 2010, he posted this to another forum. "The problem with being a social recluse with a fundamental disability to connect on a romantic level is that we want so much to find that one special person with whom we want to grow old with, raise children with, spend the rest of our lives with, and yet we're incapable of going out and finding her." He then posted a link to the Seether song, Broken, and continued, "Makes me think of a person who has found that special person and wants to protect her against any pain she could ever feel, who is willing to endure any hardship to keep it from her, willing to fight against anything that would hurt her, but who can't because he's so mentally broken that he can't tell her how he feels and can only watch from a distance.